You're watching Seattle Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Schultz here with you. Thanks for joining us. We got a loaded show ahead full of blockbuster trade rumors featuring Dallas Goedert, the Philadelphia Eagles tight end. Could he be on his way to Seattle? And is Sam Howell done with the Hawks? Will he be dealt in the coming weeks ahead? We'll discuss both those topics and more coming up here on today's show. Tyler Jones, your fearless leader, here with you. With us talking blockbuster trade rumors, it made me think for a moment. Man, I miss Blockbuster. For all our people watching in the Pacific Northwest, you all know very well that the last Blockbuster to this day still exists in the great town of Bend, Oregon, the fastest growing city in the state of Oregon. Big Tex is here with me. He went to film school. He knows a thing or two about movies. Big Tex.
Oh, yeah.
You had some great memories at Blockbuster over the years, right?
Oh, no doubt. We'd go with me and my family every Friday night to go rent a few movies. Sometimes if I was behaving well, little Tex, we'd let me get me a video game, and I'd get the best of both worlds, get to watch the movie and then play the video games late at night. And
at Blockbuster, it was the whole 9 yards, right? You get the movies, the games. They had great popcorn,
Candy.
snacks. I mean, what an experience at Blockbuster back in the day. I would love for Blockbuster to come back.
Oh, yeah. Someone needs to buy them out. Bring them back.
What is your favorite movie you ever rented at Blockbuster?
Probably Saving Private Ryan. I think
Okay.
I rented that one at the Blockbuster. Yeah.
If you're like Big Tex and I and miss Blockbuster, go ahead and spam B in the chat, and we'll get started with this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. Let's begin with Dallas Goedert. According to FOX Sports' Jordan Schultz, a Seattle native, by the way, the son of Howard Schultz, if you know, you know, he is reporting that the Eagles are open to trading tight end Dallas Goedert. And Seattle appears to be a possibility, according to the folks at NFL Trade Rumors. Here's what they had to say. Noah Fant is a good player, and the Seahawks used a fourth-rounder on A.J. Bonner just last year. But honestly, who knows what Seattle will do anymore? They certainly haven't gotten a ton out of the position in recent years. As much as Fant offers, he's never been a high-volume receiving threat. Goedert could add more dynamicism to the offense, which would help Darnold out a lot. I'll be honest, I don't hate this idea to bring in Dallas Goedert. Goedert's had a pretty good career in the NFL with the Philadelphia Eagles. He's had some great moments. I think back to this past season when he dominated against the New Orleans Saints. When he's at his best, he's right up there with some of the top tight ends in the NFL, but he doesn't always necessarily show that. And he's had some injury problems as well. And then you go back to Noah Fant, who was brought up there by the folks at NFL Trade Rumors. And look, I think that Seattle can do better than Noah Fant, in all honesty here. I think that Noah Fant is overpaid. He's a former first-round pick. There's a lot of potential there, but he hasn't been able to put it all together. And when you look at the direction where Seattle wants to go with this offense, I know this is foreign territory for a lot of y'all out there that are not used to having a high-caliber tight end in the Seahawks offense in the past. I know this is a foreign concept because we just haven't seen the tight end position utilized, particularly in the Pete Carroll regime. But now, with what Clint Kubiak's wanting to do with this offense here, is he wants to put a big emphasis on this tight end position. It's crucial for Kubiak's offense for it to run effectively and efficiently to its fullest extent that the tight end position plays a key role. So here's the trade idea that NFL Trade Rumors threw out there in order to get Dallas Goedert. Seattle would give up a 5th and a 7th round pick in this April's draft at 175 and 234 overall in exchange to get Goedert. We'll talk more about Dallas Goedert here in a moment, but I want to ask you guys on our pinned comment today, should the Seahawks trade for Dallas Goedert? What do you think about this idea? Type T for trade, P for pass. You might get an ad break while the ad's playing. Get your votes in. Let us know what you think. T for trade, P for pass. Weigh in and let us know. More on Dallas Goedert, 2018 second-round pick out of South Dakota State. He is 30 years of age. He was a part of the Eagles' Super Bowl championship this past season. 93 career games played with 76 starts. And you look at the numbers for Dallas Goedert, the theme for him has been that he is good but not great. And you go back to 2021, 830 yards, 4 touchdowns. 2022, 702 yards, 3 touchdowns. 2023, 592 yards, 3 touchdowns. This past season, 496 yards and 2 touchdowns. What does worry me a little bit is that decline that you've seen year over year, along with the injuries. Does Dallas Goedert have a second wind in him? Can he get back to what he was in 2022 and in 2021? Or is the version that we've seen of him recently who he is now? You look at the tight end room for Seattle. We don't know for certain if Noah Fant is coming back or not just yet. A.J. Barner was solid as a rookie, but don't kid yourself. A.J. Barner is not a tight end one in this league. And then Brady Russell and Eric Saubert are just kind of holding down those spots and are both blocking tight ends, which don't do much for you in the receiving game. Another thing to keep in mind, if you do decide to bring in Dallas Goedert, you have to extend him if you trade for him for a couple of reasons. One of them is his cap hit for this upcoming year is close to $12 million. You would need to extend him. That way you can lower the cap hit for this year. But also, if you're going to make the investment to bring him in and trade for him, he might as well stick around for a while and get a deal done to keep him around long term if you're going to make that investment as is. So let's ask you, do the Seahawks need to add another tight end, or should they roll with what they got? Type Y for yes, N for no. Weigh in. Tell us if you think the Seahawks need to trade for a tight end or not. More blockbuster trade rumors for you. Let's talk Sam Howell now. What in the Sam Howell are we talking about today? Well, Bleacher Report has named Sam Howell as a top trade candidate for the Seattle Seahawks as the player most likely to be moved next. Here's what Christopher Knox of Bleacher Report had to say. Howell is entering the final year of his rookie contract and could be available if the Seahawks aren't planning to keep him beyond this season. He won't get a chance to compete for the starting job in Seattle, but he might be a viable option elsewhere. Turning just 25 in September, Howell is another young quarterback who could be viewed as an alternative to the 2025 QB class. Now, clearly, Sam Howell is not the guy, and there was rumblings when he was brought in. Could he potentially be the long-term option for Seattle? If you recall, John Schneider himself said when they brought him in, they were asking about the long-term situation, the quarterback spot. He said, hey, Sam Howell's got 2 years left on his deal. Well, we saw a small sample size of him last year, and it did not go well. Clearly, they've made up their minds that he's not their guy going forward. And honestly, for Sam, I can't read his mind. But if I were to guess, I would wager that Sam Howell probably doesn't like this situation he's in where there's no hope for the future, where there's no real chance to compete for a starting job. This is Sam Darnold's team, the other Sam, not Sam Howell's. And the best case scenario for Sam Howell is going to be being the number 2 quarterback for Seattle compared to other places where maybe he might get the chance to compete for a starting job, but that's not going to happen here in Seattle by any stretch of the imagination. You look at his statistics, and Sam Howell led the NFL in interceptions back in 2023 with 21 total, along with 21 touchdowns, close to 4,000 yards. He was benched for Jacoby Brissett that season. And Sam Howell, I mean, I look at him and I think he's fine as a backup. But if you're Seattle here, this is what I would tell John Schneider. I would say this. get what you can for him now. Well, he has one more year left on his contract, and if you can trade for him, get anything for him. I don't care if it's a 6th-round pick or a 7th-round pick. Just take what you can get for him. And then you can go draft a rookie quarterback, let them be your backup. Maybe they have a chance potentially to compete for the starting job down the line. But at the very least, you get a younger quarterback on a rookie contract, and you go forward from there. And it's hard to imagine, based on how bad Sam Howell looked last year, that your rookie quarterback would be much worse than what Sam Howell was with what we saw in that small sample size. So what do you guys think? Should the Seahawks trade Sam Howell? Do you like that possibility, or would you rather keep him? Type HY for hell yes, HN for hell no. Get in that comment section. Let us know if you think the Seahawks should keep Sam Howell or not. I am on the train of moving on from him. If somebody wants to give you something, I will take anything at this point. HY for hell yes, HN for hell no. If you made it to the end of today's show, that, my friends, means you are a real one. Thanks for watching this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. If you're still hanging with us, spam 12 in the comments section. I want to see 12s for every one of the 12s that are still watching us here on this edition of Seahawks Today. Appreciate y'all joining us. I'm Tyler Jones. We'll see you next time here on the channel.